Hi, Teni. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much. I know we tried this call a couple times on Instagram. It didn't work, so now we're here on Zoom. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for sticking with us. I just wanted you to just give a short introduction of yourself and a little bit of your initiative.
Okay. So my name is Teni Agana, and I'm from the Upper East region of Ghana. I'm a graduate of Ashesi, class of 2018. But before I graduated Ashesi, I worked as a carer to pay for my high school education. And then I had a MasterCard scholarship to go to Ashesi. So I've lived that life. And during my time at Ashesi, I did my thesis in on KIAs. I was trying to find ways that we can help create opportunities in the north so that youths will not have to migrate all the way from the north to the south, but rather they can stay in the north, go to school, and at the same time achieve their dreams. And so I spent a year doing research just to find ways that we can improve the north for girls and women to stay in the north. My initiative is Loozeele Initiative, and it was birthed from my thesis. So with the research that I did, I realized that in the north there are a lot of things that we can make. So I can personally make woven bags, and they make shea butter. We have a small fabric, like this is a small fabric that I'm wearing. We can make it with our hands and all that. So we can make these things, but the thing is, when we make them, there is no market. People don't buy it. So we tend to leave it and then migrate to the south, come and work here. And when we come here, we come here without knowing where our next meal will come from, what to do, what work we'll do, and all that, but where to sleep at night. So we come here anyway because we need the money to survive. So my initiative currently we have 25 girls who are in the north. They were KIAs here, so, and they still come back and they make the fabric, the shea butter, and small, the woven bags for us to sell for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so thank you for the introduction. So some people may not know what a kayo is or a kayaye
Yes.
is. So can you please just give us like what is that if I'm not familiar?
So car is a human trailer in the market. So they carry people's things in the market for fee. So mostly, majority of them are from the northern part of Ghana. They migrate from the north because there's no work for them to do to get money to support themselves, their family. So about 80% of kaya is in Ghana are from the northern part of Ghana. So we come here and what we do is, and a typical day, what we'll do is you sleep in the market. So the market women will close, and then that will be the place that you sleep. So most people use basins as pillows, and they sleep. When they close their shops, they sleep, put a cloth on there, and they sleep. On a typical day, a carrier will get up around 8, go and carry people's things in the market, and after that, the money that they will get. So let's say if you carry someone thing, you can get 5 cedis for carrying that. So in a day, if you work hard and you're able to get about 6, then it means you get 30 cedis a day, which is like $6, I think,
Mm,
almost six
yeah,
dollars. So
that's
you get
about six
$6 a
dollars.
day, and that's $6. You have to use some to buy food because you don't have any family member there. You don't know anyone, so you need to feed yourself. You have to use some to buy water to wash your body, to wash your clothes. That day, usually carriers have 2 pair of things. They wear one and the other one because we don't have a room that we keep our things. So you have
Mm,
to make sure that it's easy for you to carry it around, and so that's what they do. And at the end of the day, the money that you save, you have, that is left, you save it with the tissue collectors. And then you could, so that's the life. So they carry people. So when you come to the market to buy goods, they have a basin that they carry, and then they'll take it around. They'll be going with you for you. When you shop, you put it in. Yeah, that's how it works. So it's like a market trailer. Yes.
okay. So I'm very familiar with kayo because I've lived in Ghana. and
Yeah.
my mom works in the market. She has a store in the market. So I am very familiar with, you know, what you guys do. As far as living, like I'm just trying to figure out a way to say it. As far as living as a Kayayo, what are, obviously money is a challenge, but
Yeah.
what are additional challenges? We it's a labor intensive job, and most
Yeah.
Kayayo are women. Am I correct?
Yes.
Are women. So, what are additional challenges outside of the hard labor, outside of the, you know, the little pay that you get? What are additional challenges for
I
Kaya?
mean, yes. I mean, they don't have a particular, they don't have a close place that is, so they are very vulnerable, because in the market some sleep on the street, and in the market they are not the only people in the market. We have other men around, and sometimes these men take advantage of them. Some of them are raped and all that. Some of them are beaten. Some of them are robbed. I remember one time they came to rob us, and as a Kaya, what I did to, I mean, to protect myself, because these girls, people take advantage of them because they are very, very vulnerable. So one thing that my team, we usually sleep in groups, like a group of 5, group of 6. So sometimes, in order to protect ourselves from men coming to rape us, what we will do is we tie our legs together. And so if you're a guy, 5 of us or 3 of us will tie our legs together. So that if you're a guy and you want to come and rape me, if you get the leg, you have to get both legs in order to rape me,
Mm,
right? And
mm.
so I mean, it's something, that's what happened on the street. On the street, these girls sleep on the street and they are taking advantage of, yeah.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
expanding on that, because that's what I wanted to get to. People see Kayayos, if you live in Accra, all the time, or in different parts of Africa, but learning these little, not little, but learning these things that make you guys vulnerable because you don't have a place to stay, because you don't have family, is what I was trying to drive at. So thank you for painting that picture. I wanted to talk a little bit more about your incentive. You said that your whole mission is to get people from the north to stay in the north. That way they don't have to come to the south to work and be vulnerable as a Kai or as any trader job that they may get. So how are you guys doing that? I know you mentioned that you're making certain things to sell, and that's how you're keeping them in the north. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yes. So basically what we do is we train and support girls from the north, and also girls who are Kayayes.
Okay.
We train girls in the north and also Kaya girls in the south
Okay.
with entrepreneurship skills. So it's not like we get them. I mean, one thing that from the research that I did, one thing that was problematic was that most organization complains that girls, Kayas are ungrateful, and that they do programs, training programs for them, and they they don't do it. Like they don't get any like tangible outcome from it,
Mm-hmm.
let's say one, I posted something, and one a person said her organization, what they did was they organized sewing training. They taught Kayais how to sew, skill training for Kayais, right? And they gave them machines, sewing machines and other things for them to go to the north instead of coming here. And these
Mm-hmm.
girls took the things and went home and kept it there and came back.
Oh, okay.
So he was angry about that, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, take me for example. I wanted to go to school. I wanted to wear a graduation gown because I saw someone who was beautiful, and I wanted, like, the lady's picture was beautiful, and so I wanted to be like that person. I wanted to go to school so bad. And I mean, we also have dreams. Even though we don't have the money, we
Mm-hmm.
also have dreams. And so you can't sit in your office and then create a solution
Mm.
to take someone. I mean, you have to involve the person. You have to ask, what do you really want to do? If you want to
Mm.
help me. And these people sat there and they thought that, okay, so I think Akayo would really like to learn how to sew. No, I was a Akaye, and that was not what I wanted. It's a great job, but that's not what I wanted. I have my own dream. And so what we are trying to do is we are going to teach them entrepreneurship skills. The thing is, we are not telling them to be making fabric. We are saying that, okay, so as a person, where you come in your community, what do you think you can do that will help you get a source of income? That's the thing. The main reason why they come here is because they can't get a source of income there to support themselves. I came here because I didn't have the money to pay for my school fees, right? And so they all have, every kind have dreams. And so sometimes you need to involve the person, like, what do you want? Don't sit there and create something to fit me. That's not what I want. And so what we do for these girls is we take them through an entrepreneurship model. So currently we have about 20 girls that are in the north. So we are looking at our initiative, we are looking at it in two places. First, we are looking at encouraging girls who are already Kaya here from like 5 years. They've stayed here for 5 years, 6 years here to go back home. And then before they go, we take them through the entrepreneurship model for themselves. Let's say the north is a big community. So let's say if you take a woman who's in Wale, right? They usually Kayas live in groups based on the village that they come from. So let's say a place like Wale, if you're able to get 5 Kaya girls, and it's very difficult for you to tell a Kaya to go home because they know there's nothing home for them. And so it's the mindset is the most difficult part of it. It's very difficult for you to tell them to go back because they know there's nothing in the north. So sometimes you have to take them through the behavioral change and all that. And if you're able to get 5 girls who want to go to the north, you take them through the entrepreneurship model. What is it that in the north they can get a source of income, they can do and get? I have a couple of people who want to be involved in soap making. They said in their village they use soap a lot, and they feel like if they are able to learn how to make soap, they can sell it to the village people and they'll be able to get money. That's not to say these people are going to be making soap. At the same time, the soap is just a stepping stone for them to achieve their dream. They will go to school, all right. Most of them are school dropped out. Others too have completed GSS or SS, or they have to rewrite. They fail some of their courses and they want to rewrite. And so them doing the soap making is just a stepping stone for them. They will still go to school and they will still be making the soap. And the soap is just the profit from the soap is just going to help them support themselves and their family. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, so, I get you.
That, okay, we are saying, and with that, we are not just going to leave you. Some of them will be writing BEC this year, and our team is helping them apply for scholarship. I never heard of MasterCard scholarship. I didn't know that there's something that can help me go to school if I do well, right? And so we are exposing them to the various scholarships available, them applying and all that. So just them going home and be involved in those things that we are producing. It's not to say that's what they'll be doing for the rest of their life, but it's to help them get a source of income. And then we are also going to mentor and train them. So what we do is we train and support young girls from the north and also Kaya with entrepreneurship skills to help them get a source of income from themselves and others. At the same time, they go to school and also aspire, with their career, but what they want to be in future, they still work towards it. And so that in 5 years, they will still be working as Kayayes. A girl in the north, because I know after BC, most of my people will come here. Now I have something to do in the north, so there won't be a need for me to come here. And as a Kaya, now I know that if I go to the north, I can make this sleep in my house, and I can take off myself and my family. And I'll also be able to go to school or learn a trade or something that will help me be better, other than sleeping in the street, getting raped, getting robbed, and all that. So that's the whole idea. Yeah, wow, it's not perfect. We are still working on it. Yes, we get feedback there from the girls, what we can do better and all that. And I think we are learning and we are also growing. So
that's really powerful. I really appreciate what you I really appreciate what you are doing to help young girls and women throughout. I would want to say throughout Ghana, because this is something that anyone, you don't even have to be a Kaya, you can learn entrepreneurial skills regardless. So thank you for
Yeah.
educating women in general. I wanted to ask, how many female or women or individuals have you trained with this program, and what is the outcome so far? If you can
Okay.
talk a little bit about the success stories.
Okay. So initially, so after my grad, so I said this was birth from my thesis project. After my thesis, I was after my graduation, I was very excited. I wanted to do it like to start. But I think there was no money for me to do it. So what I did was I saved enough money from my national service for a year. And so we started this in last year. That's when we started. And when we started with 5 girls from Upper East region, Singapore to be precise, right?
Mm.
And what happened was that we didn't have market for the product. And so these girls, even though these girls they started with shea butter, they could make shea butter, but when the shea butter was ready, we had no market for them to sell their product. And so that was problematic. You are saying that, okay, so if I'm able to identify an opportunity that will help me get a source of income, right? And then we can't sell the product, then there's no need. I mean, I don't get money. Why should I stay there? So even though we invested money in the 5 girls, three of them came back to the
Okay.
south. So what we had to do was to sit down and restructure, get market, talk to people, individuals who sell. I mean, we were more focused on wholesale, people who can buy the things in wholesale, because then that will help us go faster and all. So we had to restructure before we started again. We restructured and started again. So currently we have about 25 KIAs that were in Bantama and Medina. That's our home. So 25 KIAs, girls that are involved, right? And we also have 10 girls who are in the north that are involved. You get it? So the idea, the why is not just KIA is that KIAs are from the north. Majority of KIAs are from the north, right? And so if I go in the north and I now know that if I do this job, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
hear you.
So if I'm a girl in the north, right, and I know that I can get money from making this, I get money. There won't be a need. I won't be motivated to come to the south. So that's the angle that we are trying to. We are trying to keep them there, keep them engaged, keep them going to school, keep them getting income and all that, so that there won't be a need for them to come here.
So
You get
come.
it?
Yeah.
So that's why we have included 10 girls from the north to be involved. But we are expanded. This July, we wanted to do an entrepreneurship model for, I have a team from Ashesi, students who have enrolled a curriculum to engage high school students in the north. So they are looking at 5 schools in the north that they will engage the girls. And these girls groups will come up with different initiatives, different products and things that they can do to get a source of income. So we are not only encouraging or motivating KIAs in the south, Kumasi and Accra, to go home. We are also encouraging girls in the north to work and get a source of income and stay in the north. So currently we have about 35 girls involved, and we are looking at adding additional 15 girls who are interested in powdered tomato.
Okay.
There's
I have a quick question. So this program, is it also open to women that are looking to learn a skill, even though they're not Kaya? Maybe they're living below a certain poverty line, or they also need help making money and sustaining themselves. Is this program into them?
Yeah, that one too is open to them, because we feel like that's why the girls from the north are included. So these are girls who don't have money. The thing is, if you are able to include those people, then there won't be a need for them to be KIAs.
Exactly.
So it's open to people who want to learn a skill to support themselves. So it's also open to them. So we include those people. And as time goes on, we don't only want to focus in the north, but we want to focus in the whole Ghana. But it's a process. It's part of the dream. But as one step at a time, want to do it and then do it well. Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your incentive. It's very powerful. Thank you so much for leading this thing. What inspired you, like, besides, yeah, you also lived this life, but what
Yeah.
else pushes you every day? Like, what inspires you every day to keep pushing this effort? Because I'm sure it is not easy. I'm sure you use, like you
Yeah.
said, you saved up your money from national service to progress your dream and helping other women achieve education and achieve financial stability. So what, like, if someone is also thinking about doing something like this or thinking
Yeah.
about giving back to Africa, giving back to Ghana, what is a source of inspiration for you that you think that person would also have to kind of dig in and use that inspiration in them? What inspires you every day to keep you moving and going with this effort?
Yeah. So I remember in my third year at Ashesi, I went home, and about when I was a career, I used to come with some of my colleagues, and it's most of them left school to focus on making money, to focus on working as career, because as a teenager, they felt like, okay, so I'm making 100 cities or 200 cities a month. My mother in the north can't even make this money, so why should I go to school? They felt like it was a lot of sacrifice. And here is the case: you make that much money, and then you are not able to even use it to buy something nice for yourself. You have to
Mm,
use it to pay school fees. And so they felt like it was a lot of sacrifice for them. So when I went back home, they were there, they don't have any skill, no education, nothing to live on, right? And so they have kids. There was one who was raped here, and she went to the north. She was pregnant, and so that, and she had to give birth to that child, and there was no skill for her. She had no skill, no
mm,
what's the name, no education, nothing to live on. And what she was planning to do was, after giving birth, she will come here and then also continue working as Sky. And when she's coming, she will come with her child, and so the
mm,
cycle will continue. And so the hope that one day a girl can actually stay in the north and also achieve their dreams, the hope that I will be able to break cycle, because poverty cycle for individuals in the north. That's what I keep on doing, because I've seen the impact. Some of the girls going to school, three of them are writing BEC this year, and they'll finally go to university. And when they come back, they'll be able to take care of their family and
yeah.
themselves. Even if they can't take care of their family, they can take care of themselves. You see, so the hope that one day people's life will be better. That's why I keep on doing it. And also, I mean, as individuals, as humans, we need to. Some people helped me to get to this stage, and
Mm,
without them, I wouldn't. So we all have a responsibility to help each other. And you helping someone doesn't mean um uh, it's a burden. It's an opportunity to actually impact, be part of that person's life. So that's why I keep on doing that. Yeah, I think with that, Ghana will be better. And one day, and most importantly, one day, no girl will have to migrate to the south and get raped and get robbed and get beaten and all that. But
mm.
that girl can stay in the north and also go to school, become better and all that. So I mean, yeah, it's a lot of things that makes it up. Yeah.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you another thing. Due to COVID, we
Mm-hmm.
understand that now, well, Ghana just lifted its lockdown ban. So now people can go to work. Um, I mean, it's not life as normal or life as
Yeah.
usual, but I mean, people can go to work and what have you. You mentioned on your Instagram, and this is why I wanted to really have this conversation, that they were still, obviously, when the ban was in place for about 3 weeks, I believe, their are Kayayos and other vulnerable population that didn't have the basics, even for water, for food, etc., etc. And then you came up with some sort of incentive that you are helping for particularly um, minor COVID populations that were very vulnerable at this moment, which includes what you do every day, Kaios. So can you talk a little bit more about that incentive? How can people help? I live in New York. How can I help you with this incentive? How can someone in Accra help you? How can someone in South Africa help you with this incentive? What are the
Yeah.
steps and how can we help?
Okay. So with the COVID-19 virus in Ghana, what happened was most of the Kaya, I don't know if you saw the news, most of the Kayas were scared. First of all, they knew nothing about this. Also, so we did a research and they were telling us that all they knew was to wash their hands and then wash their hands, and they heard people are dying and all that. They were scared. And so I saw some of them in the news, some of them, what's the name, in a cargo, in a car, going to the north, and it was very bad with kids, with children and all. So I mean, I was watching the briefing every day, and they are saying that the government is saying that, oh, we are helping vulnerable people, we are helping KIAs, we are helping this. And so I felt like, okay, so they are doing this. But I had a call because I've been working with them. I had they have chiefs, we call them chiefs. They are women, elders, women who are older, and
Wait,
they
the
take care of.
Kayayos have chiefs.
Yes,
Okay.
they are not like, they are also Kaya like themselves, but they call them chiefs because they take care of themselves. Like, let's say a village like Senegal, the older woman, we call her chief because she will be taking care of them. You get it? So I mostly work with the chiefs, let's say the leaders. So they called me and they were complaining that, oh, some of the girls came in, let's say 2 weeks ago before the lockdown, and all the money that they have is finished, and the food that they come, we have men who, we have homeless people there. We also have street boys and all that. They are all in the market together with the KIAs. Even though they will say, okay, so Tama Station, we are going to give them food. But the thing is, we have in Tama Station currently, we have about 700 KIAs. Right, we have street boys, we have street people like also staying there, right? And when the food is coming, they bring about 300 food. And a man, I mean, naturally a man is stronger than a woman, and these people have to fight for the food, the packaged food. So they do, for let's say rice, cooked rice in packages, and these people have to fight for the food. And so at the end of the day, about what's the name, 3/4 of them don't get the food. And so, and the little money that they have, they were using it to feed themselves. So what happened was some of them were hungry. So what we did was, okay, and most important, they had no education about the whole thing, what was happening, how they can prevent themselves from getting it and all that. And these people are the people that were carrying the things. When someone comes in, when someone have it and comes to the market, they will eventually get it big because they follow these people to carry their things. You see, so what can we do to help them? They are hungry and they need education. They need sanitizer. They need nose masks and all that. And these people don't have the money. A day, a car makes 25 to 50 cedis, depending on how hard you can work to get it. And so and they will actually, and right now, they don't even get that 25 cedis square. And so how can they feed themselves? So what we did was, we wanted to help the girls and women in the in the Tema station. And so what we did was we raised funds online. So if you are from the US, you can do Momo. We have Momo. You can send Momo.
What's
we also
Momo?
have
In case someone doesn't know, what's Momo?
Mobile money. So you can send mobile money to us and all. So we raise enough money, and what we are doing is the government is doing cooked food for them, but these people live in the market in groups. And so we thought, okay, so can we buy the food for them to cook? And they cook in the market. So we buy rice, a bag of rice, the 5 kilo for 5 people. We go buy a bowl of gari for 5 people. So in the box, there is rice, there is a bowl of gari, there is beans, a bowl of beans, there is what's the name? And of course there is sanitary pads, because even though they are not working, they every month it's so there is sanitary pad, there is sanitizers for them. And also what we did was, there was no water taps in the market. There is no taps in the market. So what we are doing, so thermostation is just our a model that we are doing. So after that, all the things that we are doing, we will do some, we will use that to work on other markets or communities that these girls are. So currently we call it Veronica bucket, the big bucket with the tap. We call it Veronica. We have some in the market that these girls can actually wash their hands and use the sanitizer and also eat until everything is out. Even though the government of Ghana currently have lifted the ban, these women, some of them are scared. Some of them just want to go home to their family. And the thing is, they will go home. So
Yeah.
it's, let's do it the right way. These people
Yeah.
have little to no knowledge about the virus. So what can we do to educate them? So currently we are going to a group. So what we are doing is, some of them, they also have money. So some told me that they came like a week before the lockdown and they want to go home. They were crying. So what we were doing, we are thinking of is getting a bus for them to go home. But before they go home, the requirement for you joining the bus is that you have to be in our session. So we are going to do a group session for them, and we'll be doing that this Saturday. So what we are going to do is, if you can join live, it will be great, so that you see what we are.
We'll try live. We'll try live again.
So what we are going to do is we are going to have group sessions. We have some doctors that we are working with. We are first of all going to do a video in their language. So they speak Mamprusi. So most of them speak Mamprusi. So we are going to do that in their language, and also talk to them about self-isolation. Then when they go home, how they can stay away from their family for that time, using the nose masks, washing their hands, using the sanitizer. When we went, there was no one had a sanitizer there. I'm not making any money, and you want me to use 15 cedis to buy sanitizer. I need money to buy food to eat, and you are saying I should use it to buy sanitizer. Some of
Teni,
them will just...
I love your passion for this. I have to wrap up in just a moment, just because the time is running fast. But really, I appreciate, like, I think everyone that hears your story is going to be inspired in some way or another. And I think it just has to do with you being you and teaching people what you know and what you've been through. And I think that alone is enough. But not only are you doing that, you're starting a movement of people that do that. Because my little sister, Angela Frimpong, she's
Yes,
also...
she's my number one supporter. Like, she has been helping me, like raising
she's
like these funds.
very
She
she's
raised
very
funds for us and all.
and she's actually started her own movement. Like, granted, it's a little bit different from what you're doing, but educating people on how they can move forward in life, or how they can on
18, I won the presidential award, and it was presented to me by the president
by
of
the
Ghana, which
president.
was nice. Yeah,
That is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I mean, I can only say good things for you and what your future holds. So as far as Kumba, we are a video on demand platform for African films. And what we
Okay.
try to do is we help local filmmakers make money off of the films that they have. Because usually in Ghana, let's say, when you watch a film, you watch it in the cinema, and it's probably out in the cinema for what, 2 weeks, maybe, if it's a Ghanaian film, right? Let's be real. It's going to be in the cinema for maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then that's it. The filmmaker has no way of making money from that film. What we do is we give them a video on demand platform where, for free, they can host their film and send it to their friends and family to watch. Every time friends and family watch, we pay them. We pay the filmmaker for each purchased watch. So that's how we are basically helping the creative industry, the creative arts industry, elevate from where it is to get to a new level of success. And it's not only a platform for Ghana. Anyone in the world can log on and watch and enjoy and support. So I would love to work with you at some point. You said you have something going on this summer. If we can help, if we can give a helping hand, if we can direct, if we can push people to you, if we can promote, whatever it is, let me know, because I think it's so important, helping and giving back, especially to Africans. I feel like it is up to us. Like you said, you mentioned that it's up to us to give back, because you didn't place yourself where you were. Someone helped you get there. Someone helped you elevate. So it's up to us as Africans to help other Africans. I am always going to be a helping hand to you and your organization. I'm sure my sister is always going to be a helping hand for you and your organization. You mentioned that if we wanted to help, we can send the mobile money, but I think some people in the US don't have mobile money. So is there any...
So there is a wave that usually the US people use to send money to me.
Do you?
Yes. Angela. Yeah, Angela has been using it. Angela has been using that to send money to us.
Okay. Do you know the name
So
of it?
we also have, you can put it in and all. So yeah. If anyone wants to donate, you can just contact me on my social media. I will
Okay.
reply, and then we see how you can donate to support us.
Okay. So thank you so much for this
Thank you
conversation.
so much for like, you are so patient. Thank you
um,
so much.
you're
Very
welcome.
grateful.
And hopefully we can have this conversation some other time as well to see the progress, because I
Yes.
know you said you have um, 10 girls, right? 10 girls in the north, 10 in the south.
Yes.
Okay.
10
So,
girls in the north and 25 of them from the north to the from the south to the north. So
okay.
25 of them are higher, and the 10 are just ladies and young girls in the north that
Okay.
have joined.
So we want to follow up with these young ladies some other time. So I will definitely reconnect with you and we will figure out this whole Instagram, Facebook Live thing, and we will definitely catch up again. Before I let you go, I wanted to take a picture
Oh,
on my
yes.
phone. So I think you have to come close to the
Okay.
camera.
Saturday. So this Saturday we'll be doing the education part of for the COVID-19,
Okay.
right? With the coronavirus, we are trying to educate the girls. So this Saturday we are going to do the film and demonstration and all that. Saturday we have another donation to give them the food. So we do it every week.
Okay.
I want them to go and be doing something that will help them get money. So we are going to involve them in the things that we are already doing. And so when everything's settled, then we'll see what they can do to support.
Thank you so much, Teni. We'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Have a great
Okay.
day, and we'll talk soon.
You too.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.